What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why you should buy the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra in 2022 here, guys. This is an awesome phone. I think a lot of people have probably forgotten about this phone since the S22 Ultra. But man, is this an awesome deal right now? And they're selling these for around $800 in the renewed refurbished marketplace, which I think is a really good value because it actually has one unique thing that the newer phones do not have. So let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so the first thing we need to talk about are the specs on the Note 20 Ultra. So this is still a really good spec'd out phone. So this phone has Android 12, the latest version, and we have the Snapdragon 865 chip on here, the Adreno 650 GPU, and then we also have just some awesome scores with Geekbench on here. So this is one of those phones that you can buy and you'll be able to play pretty much anything at max settings. It's still an extremely fast phone. So whatever you're gonna do on this phone is gonna feel still blazing fast. It's gonna feel just as fast as the latest flagships, especially, you know, with the updates and stuff. It can only really get better from here. Also, one thing to note about the Note 20 Ultra is that this is, I believe, the last Samsung flagship with SD card support. So that is a big deal. So this is a 128 gig version and 8 gigs of RAM. So that means that I can expand the storage, you know, like put a 512 gigabyte SD card in here. So Samsung has taken that feature away from their flagship phones, and, you know, most likely just to sell you up on, you know, buying the more expensive version, right? So that is one thing. That's one thing that I just really like about this phone, is that you do have the option for expandable storage, which I think a lot of Samsung users actually really like. Now, some Samsung users do not care because they say I've never ran out of storage, which is a fair argument. But for those who download a lot of you might download a lot of movies, you might travel a lot, so you're on the plane, right? You got movies, a lot of videos on your phone, 4K videos. You're gonna run out of storage pretty fast on 128 gigs. So this phone having that SD card support is pretty sweet. The next thing that I really like about this phone is the display size. So I believe the S22 Ultra, and we'll get into that comparison, that's a 6.8 inch display. This is a 6.9 inch display. So this phone is just straight up massive. So if you're watching movies, playing games, this is a big phone. So it does have pretty much one of the best displays still. The display does not feel outdated in any type of way. It is still a dynamic AMOLED display. It's 120 Hz HDR 10 plus. It's a 1440p display, 496 for the PPI. It has a 91.7% screen to body ratio. And it is just awesome. It's super smooth. And yes, you can turn the 120 Hz on. I had got that question. 120 Hz is on. As you can see, it's adaptive. So get smoother animations by scrolling. You guys probably know what that is by now. Or you can toggle it down to 60 Hz and it still feels, you know, fairly smooth, but you definitely will notice. I don't think anybody's going to use this at 60 Hz. But yes, the 120 Hz is really nice. It's got the more boxy screen design on here too. And this is just a awesome phone. You can see we have the punch hole as well on this phone as well. And yeah, it's just an awesome looking display. So I think the display is really great. There is one thing to note. This does have the same curve that we're used to seeing on basically all the Note phones. So you do have that. But really, I've never struggled with accidental touches on this device. So display is really bright, really beautiful display. So really no issues here. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the actual build quality. This phone is a pretty solid feeling phone, and I actually really like the look of this phone here. I think it still has a really cool, classy look to it. So this is a Gorilla Glass Victus on the back, stainless steel frame on here, of course, and then IP68 dust and water resistant on here. I still think it looks really cool. Of course, we got our camera bump on here as well too with this phone, and I still think it looks pretty solid to me, guys. I don't think that it looks outdated or anything like that. Still looks really classy to me. You got your stylus right here as well built in. So if you're somebody that wants the stylus phone and the built-in, you know, SD card support that the S22 doesn't offer, this is still pretty accurate. I honestly can't tell the difference between you know, the accuracy. Samsung says the new one is more accurate, and I believe them. I'm not really a digital artist, so I can't really say. But this one still feels extremely accurate when you are, you know, just swiping and scrolling and stuff like that. So hardware wise, it is really nice. I do notice that, I'm not sure if it's just mine, but I can hear like the vibrations when I shake the phone. I can hear it shaking, the vibration motor just slightly. So I'm not sure if it's just mine or if it's just all of them. But speaking of the sound on this phone, you do have stereo speakers built into this phone. So let's go ahead and check those out. Max volume. So this phone still has a ton of bass here, and I'm looking for the my Dolby Atmos here, and let's go ahead and toggle that on, see what we get, see if you get a different sound. Yeah, so we get a lot, we get good bass quality out of this top speaker right here as well too. So these are just some really loud, crisp sounding speakers. So I really don't have an issue with speaker quality on here. They sound really, really good. Next, let's talk about your additional features here. So of course we do have the S Pen. Now we do have the built-in in-display fingerprint sensor right here. So we can see that works really well as well too. So I don't have any issues with that. You can also take advantage of Face Unlock. And this phone also has NFC, and it's got pretty much all the little bells and whistles that you will want in the software. So you're not really missing out on anything as far as software wise. You do have Samsung desktop support on here, your secure folders, screen recording, everything that's in the latest phone is pretty much on this phone as well too. So you're not really missing out on anything. Even your reverse wireless power sharing is on here. Now, one thing that you just noticed, that if I hit like this, like if I have it just flat on the table, you can see from that camera bump, kind of bounces a little bit. So I think that's kind of why Samsung, wanted to get rid of that camera bump there. But yeah, so as far as your additional features, you're not really missing out on anything with this phone. And I think one of my favorite features with the S Pen is definitely if you're like a content creator, and let's say you want to start making YouTube shorts or TikToks, you can actually snap a photo straight from here with the S Pen button from a distance because it's Bluetooth. So I can just go ahead and it'll bring up like a whole bunch of air actions that I can do. But if I just want to go ahead and snap a photo, and then I could do it from the front as well too. And I can also record video like this as well, which is really nice. So I really enjoy the S Pen. Like if you're a content creator, also video editing on this thing is a little bit easier with the S Pen as well too. So yeah, the S Pen definitely has its place. All right, next I want to touch on the video quality on here and the image quality. So this phone still has an extremely nice camera setup. So it's got a 108 megapixel lens, so you can get some very detailed shots on this phone. A 12 megapixel periscope telephoto lens. It does 5x optical zoom, and then it has the 50 times hyper zoom as well too on here as well. So you can get some pretty nice zoom shots on this phone. Of course, you got your 12 megapixel ultra wide camera on here, and then you have 8K video at 24 frames along with a 10 megapixel selfie cam that shoots in 4K 60 as well too. I was really impressed with the image quality on here. I think it's pretty close to the S22 Ultra as well. We have to see that comparison, but as far as colors, you still get those really nice vibrant colors from Samsung. Also, selfies came out really clean on here as well too, and just detailed dynamic range on here. The video was pretty solid. I'll let you guys see that as well too. So yeah, I was just really impressed with the image quality on this phone. I thought it took some excellent shots, guys. So I was really impressed. I'll go ahead and let you guys see the video. The Note 20 Ultra. So overall, the Note 20 Ultra is an awesome pickup for Samsung users. Anybody that wants a flagship with a built-in stylus. The battery life is also very good on here. You have a pretty decent sized battery at 4,500 milliamps, 25-watt charging with your wireless charging and reverse wireless charging as well too. So you can easily get through the day with this phone, no problem. So yeah, there's just nothing about this phone that I feel has aged. I think this phone has just gotten really good, if not better, with the software updates. And like I said, the unique selling point with this phone still is it's got the SD card support that a lot of people really like. So be sure to let me know, what do you guys think? And I'll catch you guys in the next one.